Yo, this is Talk E. Welcome to the locker room where we talk nothing but basketball. If you want to be part of the locker room, you obviously have to be part of the team. In order for you to be part of the team, you have to subscribe. So subscribe and share the video to not only be part of the team in the locker room, but to also be a part of our daily basketball conversations so that you don't miss nights of basketball like this.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
The officials have to review it. And the Lakers win the game. Banks it in. He banks in the three.
To win it. Good. That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team. Adebayo, sky high with the block and rejection. This is for the win. Got it. Wow. At 7, working against Butler, got down.
Now, yesterday in the league, there was 8 games going on, but there was also a lot going on. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, let's talk about some individual stuff, some things that probably on the court, off the court, whatever. One, Luka was injured last night. He came out the game. He had like 15 points. The Mavericks ended up losing that game, and not only that, they lost by 7 points. Okay, and he went to his post-game interview. They asked him about it. He said, basically, he doesn't know. He said, I don't feel good. It hurts, and MRI is gonna go on today. He's gonna get his exams and stuff like that to make sure it's good. If it's not good, then he's gonna be out for a while. That is gonna hurt the Mavericks a lot, because the Mavericks was like what 2-8 since they got Kyrie, and Luka didn't play in all those games, and now they lost another game last night, and Luka goes out, so they might lose another couple of games. And the fact that this team might not even be able to play together and develop like some type of relationship, some type of on the court continuity, it's gonna hurt the Mavericks, and it's gonna make this trade look terrible if Kyrie does not sign. Now, speaking about that, Kevin Durant also got injured, and he was injured during warm-up and practice. He slid, the floor was slippery or whatever, and he hurt his ankle. Again, no one knows what's the severity of his injury. He was wearing a boot, the whole time. He did not play last night. It was a late scratch. Basically, they did not, allow him to play. It was like a couple minutes before the game, a couple hours before the game. And we kind of like are worried because KD just came back from an injury. And obviously it's not the same spot, but it's just like, is he going to keep getting injured often? And it's not only that, it's like, if this is a grade 2 ankle sprain, he's done for the entire regular season and the beginning of the playoffs. And the beginning of the playoffs could mean a lot of things. It could mean the first game of the first round. It could mean the first 2 games. It could mean the beginning of the second round. It could mean like if the first round goes to 7, he'll come back around 6 or 7 game. Like, it could mean so many things, and that's why it's worrying. And on top of that, yes, he's been scoring amazingly for the Suns, but the team has not meshed. So even if he comes back, even in the early round of the playoffs, the first couple of games, there's no continuity between the entire team. Okay, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant score. Everybody come off the bench, they do what they do. But what about Ayton? What about Chris Paul? What about Josh Okogie? What about, just the entire team, the moving the ball around the court? It's going to take time for that. And we all could say, yeah, practice, da-da-da, but practice doesn't do it all. So now, what's going to happen when he touches the court in, the playoffs? Now, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they say he's fine and he could come back in like a week or 2. You have like at least a week to play with the Suns, or 2 weeks to play with the Suns before, Monty decides to sit everybody out, because the season ends on like April 10, April 9 for a lot of teams. And then We had news come out that Ja Morant is not going to be joining the Grizzlies for at least the next 4 games. So that is a lot. Damn near 6 or 7 games that he's going to miss. So you can see how your personal actions off the court can affect your team as well, especially if you're a player that is the leader and the star of that team and you're getting paid like 9 figures. I hope this situation right here becomes a lesson for Ja Morant. I hope he, takes this situation and goes back to the old Ja that we all know and love, the humble Ja Morant with a chip on his shoulder. And, if he's going to talk trash, he's going to talk trash about basketball, and that's it. But all that off the court stuff, all that flashing your gun, all that, running up in the store because, whatever situation, or bringing people with you that, supposed to act tough or whatever, or having your guys point laser beam blicks at, the Pacers or any team. I hope all that is gone. I hope this is a lesson. I hope he, grows up and matures from this. And I hope that he doesn't repeat the same actions, because the next time anything like this happens, he's going to lose a lot of sponsorships, a lot of deals, hundreds of millions of dollars going to be taken off the table for him, because he's going to be looked at as, just a stereotypical, they're going to call him a gangbanger. They're going to call him a whole lot of other things. And it's not only because he's, doing the actions that he's doing, but unfortunately, it's going to also be because he's African American. And they're going to put those stereotypes on him. They're going to use those words on him. They're going to try to, box him in with a bad group. You know what I'm saying? So that's not good. Like, for me, I feel like this should be a lesson from him. Don't do this again. There's a lot to lose, man. There's a lot to lose. There's a whole image to lose. Forget the money. Forget the sponsorships. Forget all that. Your image is a lot. You can lose your image for that. You're playing, and the NBA is at a level where there's a lot of people from a lot of different races and religions that are watching the NBA, that are, looking at you, that can possibly sponsor you, sponsor the league. And you doing that is going to hurt the league. It's going to hurt, the entire team, you as a person, your family. Because let's not try to sugarcoat things. Like, people are racist even though they're paying hundreds of millions, billions of dollars to the league or to a player. So you doing this is going to give them an opportunity to finally show their true colors. And to be honest with you, we don't need that. Now, let's get into some real games that went on last night, some actual, playtime. First, the Cavaliers went up against the Heat, and I'm not going to lie to you, this game was the closest game I've watched in like the last 3 weeks. It felt like a playoff game. It was a lot of, good defense being played. But to be honest with you, the bigs in this game had a lot of fouls. They're all in foul trouble. Evan Mobley had like 2 fouls in the first quarter. He had to sit out. Bam Adebayo had 3 fouls by the 7-minute mark of the second quarter. He had to sit out. Jared Allen picked up his 4th in the beginning of the third quarter. Like, the bigs were in foul trouble. Donovan Mitchell missed his first 3 shots of the game, and he came out in the second quarter and started scoring. He ends the game with 18 points. Darius Garland with 25 points and a lot of assists. I believe he had like 7 assists. So that helped them. Jimmy Butler with 28 points. A couple of rebounds, a couple of assists. You know how Jimmy go. K-Love, he had 8 boards. Great shooting from 3, honestly. Like, the 3-point shooting from him has helped this Heat team so much. And then off the bench, the Heat also had Victor Oladipo give them 9 points. I like what I see from Oladipo. I hope, as the days go on, before the season ends, we're able to see him score around like 12 points, 13 points a game, if obviously he has the opportunity to. And especially in the playoffs, hopefully, Tyler Hero ends the game with like 22 points. Bam Adebayo with 17 points. Great defense, all around good game. Just great game. The score ends 104-100. I was like 3 seconds left. You know, that he had a chance to tie it with a 3. Didn't work. They fouled Mobley, and it was like now it's like 2.3 seconds, and Mobley misses the first. All he needed to do is make one more as a 2-possession game, and in 2.3 seconds you cannot make 2 shots. So he made this second one is 104 to 100, and basically from there it was over. Tyler Hero tried to check up a half-court 3 for miracles to happen, and it just did not happen. Didn't even go in, and it is what it is. Our next game of the night, we had the Celtics go up against the Blazers, and what did I tell ya? The Blazers need defense. They're not going to be able to beat this Celtics team or any team if they don't play defense. The Celtics beat them 115 to 90, and the thing about it is, in the first quarter, the Celtics put up 35 and held the Blazers to 28, which is average for a regular team, 28 points, okay? But they gave up 35. That's not average. And then in the second quarter, the Celtics hold the Blazers to like 17 points, and they put up 25. Now, if a team's holding you to 17 points in a quarter, it's insane. And then we get to the third quarter, and basically the Celtics hold the Blazers to 27, and they put up like 34. And in the fourth quarter, they both put up 21, but I'm pretty sure both teams basically tapped out at some point. You know, starters came out, and it is what it is. Damian Lillard cannot do everything for this team. Yesterday, he put up 27 points, and he just could not win them the game. Everybody else around the team needs to find a way to score and play defense. Dame cannot do it all. We've seen this time after time after time, and this is another example. He just can't do it all. Good teams with defense are not going to allow him to come out here and make 13 threes, have 70 points. No. They're going to play defense. And the Celtics, have potential to be the best defensive team in the league. They might be right behind the Cavs, to be honest with you. But they have potential to pass the Cavs and be better than the Cavs defensively. And then our last game of the night, we had the Raptors go up against the Clippers. Now, I just want to speak about the Raptors for a little bit. What happened? Okay, in the beginning of the season, they started off slow. Okay, cool. But the Raptors always start off slow. And then what happened after that? What happened when the time they were hot for a while, before All-Star break, they were hot. What happened after the All-Star weekend? Did they just cool off? What's going on? Why are they not winning as often as they used to, or as often as we're used to seeing the Raptors win? It's confusing to me. And the Clippers, Kawhi had a double-double. Paul George did what Paul George does. Clippers team did what the Clippers do. And we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going to happen later on. You know, it's around that time where every game matters. Seeding matters. Teams are not far behind the play-in or playoff seed. Teams are not far behind home court advantage. So a lot of teams can make a push here. We'll see what happens. We'll see what ends up, going on in the league right now. But anyways, that's enough of me chatting and rambling. It's time for y'all to let me know. Chatting down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk with E, and it's time to leave the locker room. I'm going to catch y'all. Safety.